question. Die volgende vraag. That's right? Volgende vraag. Okay, please comment down below if I said that right. I don't know. Die volgende vraag. I think I did, but please comment down below. It's been a while. Like, I finished high school 10 years ago, and that's the last time I had an Afrikaans test or anything like that. Anyway, my question is, what sets you on fire? What sets me on fire is doing things that I love. Doing things that I absolutely love. I think I'm a very passionate person. So when I'm passionate about something, it's again there. No matter what time, no matter the day, no matter the hour. Listen, baby, I'm there. You know, oh, for example, I love to write. I absolutely love to write. I love speaking. Even though I'm working on the internet, but I love speaking. I love music. I love YouTube. Like I get so excited shooting these videos. Even though there's nerves and everything, but yes. And also serving God, like when I'm like proper, like in my element. Yeah, that's I sets me ablaze. It really sets me ablaze. There's so many things that set me on fire because I think that I'm a versatile human being. But when I'm doing those things, woo, yes. What is your mantra in life? All right, let me break it down, baby. My mantra is always live your truth. Always live your truth. It's very sad that we're living in a time where you have to succumb to certain standards to be good enough. That you just being yourself, you just living your truth, you just speaking your mind, you following your dreams is not good enough. You have to, switch up your clothes and change your beautiful natural hair, reconstruct your thoughts, just so that you're accepted or you're good enough. And I honestly think it's nonsense. Is nonsense. If you ask me, I had a music teacher in primary school, and she used to say that God made us different for a reason. Imagine how boring, how plain, how standard life would be if we were all the same. If we all were the same things, all talk the same way, everything about us was the same. Take a moment and think about that. And that is what society is trying to do to us, trying to get us, to mold us into this one person who's considered to be perfect. No. What really surprises me about this idea of perfection is, even if you try, when you're living your truth, people say you aren't good enough. But when you try and you succumb to what the world wants you to be, then you're considered to be trying too hard. So you're never going to please anybody. You're never going to be enough for anybody. So better be enough for yourself. How would you help a 14-year-old break out of a cycle of vicious shaming, body features especially? Wow, I love that question. I love that question because it's something that I have personally had to go through. I mean, I always talk about how I am a plus size queen, but it's taken a lot to get there. It's taken a lot to get to a point where I consider myself a queen, appreciating all that is. You know what I mean? And I think what I would tell them is something my mom told me when I was young, when I was growing up. And because people would tell my mom, oh, she's so pretty, she's so beautiful, she's adorable. And I would always look at people like, who are you talking about? What? And I always felt like people were just being nice to my mom by saying those things, and it never, at that point in my life, it never felt like they were talking about me and that I was beautiful, I was complete, and I was whole. And my mother would tell me all the time, so if you don't love yourself, if you don't learn to cherish and appreciate you and all that God has given you, nothing that anybody else tells you will ever be enough. People will continue to tell you how beautiful you are and how this and that you are, but you need to make the conscious decision to believe it. So what I did from that day is I would get up every morning, and this is a true story. I would get up every morning and look myself in the mirror and tell myself I'm beautiful, tell myself I'm worthy, tell myself I love myself, tell myself I'm made in the image of God. What more would I want? It's very hard and it's very sad that just because someone is different from you, we always find ways to try and bring people down, instead of embracing people and embracing their uniqueness. But I would really encourage this little girl, this 14-year-old little girl, to love herself. And you know what? Once I started loving and appreciating and cherishing me, I was always a confident child, but my confidence was something else, so much that you couldn't even talk about my body and try and bring me down about it, and like nothing would happen. I was so sure of who I was. I was so set, I was so confident. I loved me, and I would not have me any other way, and I embraced it. And I think that's why, even during things like primary school, I did very well even in activities that children that weren't my size usually did. For example, I was in the swimming team, baby. I was in the netball team, baby. I was a cheerleader in primary school. Hello. And I was doing all of these things because I could. It wasn't about Toko's plus size or Toko's a big girl. No, that has nothing to do with me. And still on that fact, I was reading a post today, actually, today on social media, about this lady who gave birth about 2 months ago, and someone said, you're so fat, on her recent picture after giving birth. And she said she sat there for 10 minutes still, wondering how to respond to this person, so broken inside, because obviously, I mean, my goodness, obviously she was aware that she had gained all of this weight, and she says, after sitting there for those 10 minutes, she responded and said, no, I'm not fat. I have fat. I'm not disabled. I'm not limited because of my size. My size or my body, no matter how big or small I am, does not define nor dictate who I am and what I can do. And that is very important. So to this 14-year-old girl, understand that you are amazing and you carry a power that, until you completely learn to love yourself, you will never learn, and you're going to don't waste time allowing negative comments and pressures of the world to try and be a particular way bring you down. Next question. I'd like to get married one day, but there's this fear. It's like a trap, limiting because of compromise and stuff. What are your views on marriage? I'm not married. But one thing that I've always heard people who are married or marriage counselors, I think they are, always talk about is how it's important to find yourself and be content in who you are before you meet somebody else. We always hear that this union is about consists of rather compromise and sacrifice. And I honestly feel like, I don't know, those who are married, please comment down below and help me answer this question, because I didn't experience. But I honestly feel like when you come to that point when you are completely whole and you are sure of who you are and you are, you found yourself, ne? And you find this significant other, things like compromise and things like sacrifice, are not burdensome. I think that they come more of, as a service. And so, as a service or as ministry, that's my thought. I don't know. I'd really like to hear um, the thoughts and the opinions of married people, who watch my channel, because I know that they are some who do. So yeah, I honestly think that's that. And then my thoughts on marriage. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage comes from God, and at everybody's right time individually. When it's supposed to happen, it will happen. Give yourself time. Don't pressurize yourself. Don't allow people to pressurize you into getting married. Live your truth. What would your advice be to someone facing a midlife crisis? Yo, I think find out what caused the crisis. Yes, what caused you to be in that place where you're experiencing a midlife crisis, and what caused you to realize, so what events took place in your life to cause you to experience the midlife crisis, and what, when you realized, what triggered you to realize, what healer, I'm going through a midlife crisis, and then work on, I don't know, on alleviating or bettering or remedying the problem there. I really don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a life coach. I really don't know. But I think if you're able to find out what caused something, then you're able to, be more intentional about your life going further. You're able to incorporate aspects that will remedy the problem. The next question, and this is the last. Have you discovered your spiritual gift? If so, what is it? Yes. I have, and I think I'm still discovering. I have, and I'm still discovering. That makes sense, right? Yes. What are they? I won't tell you because I'm still low-key in denial. Yes. But I think as we grow in my channel, we'll have a bigger discussion. And just like that, this Q&A session comes to an end. Thank you all for the questions. I really appreciated them. Hey, some were really hard to answer. But they were so provoking, like I said. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this channel with anyone who would listen. Thank you oh so much for watching, and bye.